everyone. This is Robert Landau. If we haven't met before, I am a certified life coach that works with people all over the world via Zoom. I'm also a national motivational speaker. The topic of today's episode is how to sail through any storm. And I'm going to share an occurrence that happened to me that will illustrate exactly what I want to get across to you in this episode so that you will be able to sail through any storm in your life. Many of you know that I used to be an international cruise director for close to 10 years. What an incredible career that was. 300 ports of call on close to 400 cruises. It's an incredible planet that you and I are so blessed to live on. And one time we went through a storm which I will never ever forget. We had just finished doing an Alaska cruise series for 5 months, and we were going to cross the Pacific to begin an Asian cruise series for the next 5 months. The corporate office in San Francisco of that particular cruise line that I cruise directed for gave us 5 days to cross the Pacific from Alaska to Tokyo, Japan. Now, that's kind of really tight. You can't really, well, let's just say you got to step on it to get to Tokyo in 5 days when you're sailing from Alaska. And that would have been fine had the weather been great, but it wasn't. So for the first 4 days of the crossing, the Pacific Ocean was like glass, not even a wave. It was almost eerie, actually. But then, the 5th day, just before we were going to get to Tokyo to pick up those passengers to begin the first cruise in that series, let me tell you something. The ship was rocked like I had never experienced a ship being rocked before. There were waves taller than the ship coming towards it, and I could not even stand up. Fortunately, we had no passengers, but the crew, officers, crew staff, and I, we couldn't sleep in our cabins. We had to sleep in the show lounge because it was so rough. Things were flying all around. Unbelievable. Later that day, the ship's doctor came down from the bridge, and he looked like he had just seen death. And I said, "My goodness, what's wrong?" And he said, "Count your blessings, say your final prayers now." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, there's a cargo ship that was 3 miles in front of us. It just split in half and went down." The radio officer and I heard that on the radio. So I'm not telling anyone. I'm just telling you, Robert, say your final prayers. There's just no way we're going to make it. And I could literally smell death. You know what else I could smell? Smoke. I couldn't tell where it was coming from. I couldn't see it, but it smelled like something was burning. And sure enough, a fire had broken out somewhere on the ship. I really thought this was it. And mind you, again, the ship was so rocked you could barely walk. So I went to a very quiet place, if you could even call it that during that type of weather. And I said to myself, you know what? This storm is horrible. We might not make it through, but while I'm here, I'm going to do everything I can to weather this storm, to manage it, to not get into fear, anger, whatever. I'm just going to be present and know in my heart of hearts that I will make it through. I got some of the officers that weren't on duty. We went up to the officers' mess where there was a VHS player. Remember those? And I had a VHS of a Bette Midler concert. And I thought, you know what? That's going to be fun. That's going to be funny. What a perfect distraction to get through this horrific storm. I played the concert. We laughed until we cried. And the ship calmed down. And we made it to Tokyo a day late. No paint left on the ship. The waves had totally taken the paint off, but we did pick up our passengers and had a wonderful Asian cruise series. So what's the point of all this? When there are storms in the seas of your life, no matter how fierce those waves may look, know and just be determined to feel, not so much think, because thinking can get in your way, but feel that you will make it through. You are never given anything more than you can handle. But if you don't think you can handle that particular storm, and if you feel that you will go down with the ship, then guess what? You will. Sometimes we're tested just to see how truly strong we are. And that's one of the reasons why storms exist. Again, I will say to you, you can make it through any storm. All you gotta do is just believe that you can hang on to your ship's wheel until the seas calm down. I've watched many captains steer the ship through storms, and I can tell you that what every ship captain does is keep their eye, while they're holding onto the ship's wheel, fixed on the horizon. Why? Well, let's put it this way. They don't turn their head from side to side to see how fierce the waves coming for the ship are and freak out. They look forward, straight ahead, not behind them, not on the side of them, but straight ahead, where they know and can see that the sea is calm and the sun is shining. You just have to hold on to your ship's wheel until you get there. Can you do it? Hey, I'm a living example of the fact that if I can do it, you can do it. You can get through any storm. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you resonated with it, please give the video a like. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with all the motivation I will continue to share with you. Thank you.